Like, my husband looked at me. I was like, check again. Hey guys, so how are you today? I hope you're doing well. So while we're waiting for this little guy to wake up, I wanted to share with you a little story, a little mishap. It wasn't on my part, but I never told you what happened at the gynecologist, right? There was like uh, what? The gynecologist made a mistake, okay? So, so you remember I told you in one of the videos, like last video or something like that, that you only allow free ultrasound here in Germany. I think maybe in the US it's the same thing. I'm not sure, but yeah. So you're only allowed for free ultrasound. So during one of the ultrasound, they'll tell you the gender of the baby, right? So I thought, okay, I'm not going to find out the gender of the baby now. I think we were in like November, sometime mid-November. I was like, okay, I don't want to know the gender right now. I'm going to save it for December. So while I'm spending December, like Christmas with my family, we're all going to find out together, right? So I told my gynecologist, okay, I don't want to know the gender, so if you can write it down for me, please, and I'll put it in an envelope and I will save it. So he said, yeah, no problem. And mind you guys, so my gynecologist, it's true that he's older, but he speaks English not, he's not good, but he's good enough that you can understand what he's trying to say and I can converse with him. So yeah, so I told him, yeah, so if you can write it down and I will find out later on, right? With my family, with my husband, because during Corona time, you can go to like doctor visit with your husband. So I said, I'll find out with my husband and my family. And he said, no problem, fine. So he wrote it down, right? He's like, oh, funny. He wrote it down, put it in an envelope, and gave it to me. So I just folded the whole thing and I put it in my Mutterpass, which is like the notebook that they give you when you're pregnant for like all your records and stuff like that. So went home with it and I was like, okay, my husband came in. I was like, okay, I don't want to find out the gender, but if you do, fine, go ahead and look at it. So he looked at it and he was all excited because I guess it's what he was wishing for. So he was excited. I was like, okay, no, I don't want to know. So just tell somebody else. Don't tell me. You can call a friend and tell them I don't want to find out now. I'll find out for Christmas. He was fine. He was like all happy. I was like, okay, I don't know. And he was trying to hint. I was like, no, I don't want to know. Anyway, Christmas time came in. My cousin came to visit. I was like all excited. I was like, okay, we're going to find out the gender of the baby. And so my husband took out like toys. Like first of all, it was like neutral kind of toys. So I was like, yeah, I don't know what's the gender. And then came in like the pink stuff. So it's like, okay, it's a girl. We were all so happy. Everybody was excited. It's a girl. And the doctor had written that on a piece of paper, right? He hadn't really written a girl or I don't know, in German or in English. It was just, the symbol, like the circle and the arrow. So he wrote that down and I was like, okay, it's a girl. So we started prepping, right? We started shopping a little bit and like baby stuff or in general, like clothing is expensive here in Germany. But anyway, we started shopping and I told my friend in the US and my husband was traveling to the US, right? So my friend were like all excited. They went all out. Guys, let me pause here and say thank you to all. I have like everybody needs friends like this, right? Because these girls, they went all out, they bought all kind of stuff. I mean, I lacked for nothing. Like I had everything, name it, I had it. So they sent me like a bunch of stuff. My husband came with that. Like most of those stuff were not gender neutral, so they were girl stuff. So yeah, so I was like, okay, I don't have to do anything else when it comes to like clothing, even like baby what do you call that, um baby nest. I didn't have to buy that. So I had like all those stuff, right? And then I went to the hospital, right? I went to the hospital to register. I told you in a recent video that you have to register at the hospital, right? So I went to register, and they did an examination, ultrasound and stuff, and like, oh, everything is fine. We see the baby. What is it again? And my husband and I were like, oh, it's a girl. And then the doctor said, what? A girl? My husband like, yeah. It's like, no, I see a boy. We're like, my husband looked at me. I was like, check again, right? So I was like, okay, maybe I should ask my husband to like speak in German. That way we're sure that we're talking about the same thing. He's like, no, I see a boy. I see testicles and stuff. Like, I'm like, no, the gynecologist said it's a girl, right? So the doctor's like, no, I definitely see a boy. I'm like 99% sure. And then she went and called another doctor because they had to check on fibroids. So she called her colleague. So her colleague came in, she's like checking, and my husband said, ask her again. She's like, oh, can you please tell us what's the gender of the baby? And she's like, I see a boy. I'm 100% sure. Like, look here. Guys, I'm telling you, both my husband and I, we could definitely see a penis and testicles. So I don't know how we were told it was going to be a girl. But anyway, yeah. So it was a boy. My husband and I were like, okay, that's funny. I mean, we had picked out the name of the baby. We had everything almost ready. I mean, I was so happy because I was stressing out about being ready. So I was like almost like 90% ready. So I looked at my husband and we were just shocked, right? So we got out. I mean, the first thing doctor says like, okay, we got a name for a girl. We're just going to like switch it up and come up with something like really fast, right? Because I've been calling this baby a girl name and it's a boy. So yeah, I looked at my husband. I mean, now we can laugh about it because I mean, yeah, we have a boy now, and it's like one of the greatest thing, right? It's a baby, a healthy baby, really cute boy, really, I'm telling you. But at that moment, it wasn't this funny. So yeah, so we came home and I looked at the stuff. I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? We have everything ready for a girl. What are we going to do? We even have a name. So I looked at my husband. I mean, it took us, I have to be honest, it took us a couple of days. My husband probably, I don't know if it took him less than that, but it took us a couple of days to like come to peace with the fact that we're having a boy and not a girl, because we're like so ready for a girl already. But anyway, still, everything God does is good, and he does everything good in his time. So that's the moral of the story, because now we have a healthy baby boy. We're so blessed. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I was so surprised. I didn't know in this day and age in Germany, this kind of country, they can still make that kind of mistake. So I told the gynecologist, guys, mind you, I told him at my next visit. So I was like, okay, I was so mad. Thank God it wasn't the next day. It was like probably a couple of days after. So I was like, yeah. So I went to he was like, okay, are you good? Is everything fine? I was like, yeah, except that we went to the hospital and the doctor told us we're having a boy. I thought you said last time it was a girl. He's like, yeah, but it's it's not 100%, you know, it's never 100% that happens. I'm like, okay, let me breathe. Okay. So he went on, and then I came back to the issue. I was like, so how often does that happen? Does it just happen? I mean, you wrote it down. It's not like I heard something wrong because I can understand German. No, it's like you wrote it down and you said it was a girl, now it's a boy. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that happens. I was like, guys, I was so mad. I couldn't even say anything else. I was like, you know what? Fine. Fine. I mean, as long as the baby's healthy, I'm good. Okay. So anyway, that's all for that story. So thank you guys for listening. Let me know if you guys have encountered that kind of like, I don't know, issues. If you have had it before, like how did you feel about it, right? Share your story with me, please. I'll be so happy to hear about like what other people felt or how they felt. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.